There's a difference between international football and club football. In fact, in international football, there's a difference between tournament football and qualification football.
Is club football different from international football? Well, the ongoing Euros has seemingly raised this issue, as we have seen players perform for their countries slightly differently than they did for their clubs. An example, Foden for England. I am Jimmy Anishilo, and we are here to discuss Foden's performance for his club versus country. So today, what do you think about Foden's performance so far in the Euros?
It doesn't surprise me, because this is Foden. The problem is that most people don't actually watch Manchester City. Their football is boring. Dominance is boring. Why will you watch a game, except that I'm Man City fan, why will you watch a game that you know that they will most likely win? Once that watch it, because it's even my job to watch it, typically. But from watching it, I can tell you that there's nothing irregular about what you are seeing about Foden right now. What you know from the start, because you don't watch football, generally speaking, if you are across me hearing it too and it applies to you, take it like that. What you know from the start that Foden scored 19 Premier League goals, was Premier League player of the season, and all of these good things. But you know that those 19 Premier League goals came in 11 matches. So out of the 33 matches that Foden played, for 22 it was persona non grata. So that Foden against Serbia is a normal Foden day. Who were the people he was scoring against? 3 goals against Aston Villa, 2 against West Ham, 3 against Manchester United, 3 against Brighton, 2 against Bournemouth. I've already accounted for most of his 19 goals already in just 5 matches against bombs, against useless, against teams that don't have future. If you had your team there, sorry. Against team that can never make it.
Did you put Chelsea there?
Which goal did you score against Chelsea? When you don't used to watch ball. That's the problem. See, watch football. Not every time just be chasing Nigerian players up and down. Try watch ball. Look, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, there's nothing out of place about the way Foden played for me. So it's not even about the case of. So I've seen the conversations about Man City players perform differently outside of Pep's system. What do you want Southgate to do? When Southgate has his team, he set up his team, say everybody play ball. Saka stood up, took responsibility, made an assist. Jude Bellingham stood up, scored the only goal of the game, man of the match performance, ran the whole thing. Harry Kane could have scored. He was active, he was involved. When was Foden even play that game? I mean, he was on the pitch, but did he play? Me and Foden have the same stats. And I was watching the game from my house in Lagos, Nigeria. Wow. He was in Germany on the pitch. We both have the same amount of goals and assists. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Me, I'm not someone that is carried away by all this. Yeah, you will have his flashy. Let them face, because don't say you that the Montenegro are not here. Has been the Kosovo qualified. Those are the Foden special. You will have seen history. Just give him mortar. Once Foden face less privileged people like this, even Messi, they don't bomb Messi well. They don't bomb. When Foden catch Man U, see as they play ball. I say, once you see people that don't have future, once you see clubs that are useless, he will just strong ball. But when you are a serious footballing team, whether national team or club side, that is what it is. Let me hear what I'm sure Tosin has some rubbish that he wants to tell us. Let's hear it.
Well, Tosin, I'm very sure that based on principle, you are just going to disagree with today. So let's hear your views.
I still go back to his understanding. And the problem is that, like, the truth is this, like, people's brains develop at different rates. So, like, the brain of a child is not properly molded well. And some people don't even grow beyond that. Like, their brain still stays in an infant zone. The understanding of football is warped. But let me break it down for you. You know, like, when you want to give a child banana, you don't just give him the banana, he will swallow it, he will choke his throat. You need to mash it down. Let me break it down for you. Let me break football down for you. Okay. And do you know who I'm going to blame? I'm going to blame someone like Cesc Fabregas. Going on ITV talking about you need to play with personality. But it's either you are put in positions to succeed or not in positions to succeed. That's how football works. And Fabregas coming out to talk about personality is actually very, very weird. Says Fabregas talking about personality. When he put on the jersey of Barcelona, he shrunk. It was too big for him. They talk about the Spanish golden generation. When they talk about the Spanish golden generation, you should talk about players like Busquets, Iniesta, Xabi Alonso. But unfortunately, you understand, you have to put Cesc Fabregas there. Just the same way you have to put someone like Mata there. Because at the end of the day, they are still in the collective. But at the end of the day, we know the people who actually took on the personality. At the end of the day, you look at Foden's performance. He had to do a lot of cover-up job A lot of cover-up job. when they shunted an Atletico Madrid 35-year-old Kieran Trippier playing in the back four and still had to now take on the responsibility of the attacking body when you have Jude Bellingham romanticizing the ball. Well, at Man City, like when you go to Manchester City, do you see people take 9 touches? I saw Jude Bellingham take 11 touches with. What are you doing? The ball is not your lover. Pass the ball, Baba. Stop hugging the ball. Pass the ball. There was one particular place. There was a trademark Phil Foden finish. A trademark Phil Foden finish whereby you caught Kevin De Bruyne caught the ball, he put it in the back of the net. Typical kind of goal is Manchester United fans can actually attest to this. Baba was romanticizing the ball, making love to the ball, trying to to the ball, doing nonsense with the ball. Pass the ball, but at the end of the day, the hype, the PR, the propaganda, the Bellingham PR machine, they've turned it into a player that he's not. He's now the second favorite to win the Ballon d'Or. All those kind of stuff. We are building the team around him. Baba pass the ball. Baba just release the ball. That's it. Phil Foden was stifled. Defensive responsibility, covering for a middle-aged man in Kieran Trippier at the back. Now you now want to put the responsibility and the burden of the creativity, telling Cesc Fabregas. When did Cesc Fabregas ever even show personality? When did he show personality? Where did he show? When it was as Arsenal, when they were underachieving?
Perhaps in the World Cup final.
In the World Cup final, as a substitute, why would you show personality? Why would you show personality as a substitute? When they bring you in extra time, why would you show personality? Why would you show personality then? We are talking about players that demand the attention from the beginning of the game. At the end of the day, I don't even blame. It's just Fabregas I blame. Today Young will not be talking this kind of nonsense.
Right. So today back to you. So based on all we've seen, will you say that playing club football is different from playing for the national team?
Look, people like Tosin that have clear agendas, that want to defend certain players, will come here and tell you that international football and club football are not the same thing. But last I checked, it was 11 players. It's one ball. They don't play with two balls. It is one ball. They have the same amount of substitutes. It is the same amount of time. It is 90 minutes. These are the players that even mostly play club football together anyway. So when one player now fails to perform, that's when you now start hearing things like, oh, it's not in the right system. So the temperature of the room must be at a certain degree. There must be a solar eclipse before Phil Foden can play ball, before Phil Foden can actually involve himself in a football game. And by the way, Kieran Trippier is not 35 years. You just come here and lie. And I blame this on your Ogun State education. You just come here and just tell lies. Phil Foden is 31. Kieran Trippier is 31 years old, and he had the second most assists in the Premier League. The Premier League that Phil Foden won player of the tournament. So before you come and try to rubbish him, how did Saka and them involve themselves in the game? Or did Saka play for Arsenal while Foden was playing for England? Was Bellingham playing for Real Madrid? If club football is different, it was Bellingham playing for Real Madrid. Even this boy, Odumodu White, Declan Rice, shielded the defense. Was he playing for Arsenal? Or was he playing for England? Let us call a spade and not a farming equipment. Phil Foden is a player that has his moments. Yes, he will give you one or two moments. Especially once he sees that the goalkeeper is African. You go dey knock shot from 35 yards. Say, I go kill this Cameroonian today. But Baba play ball. It's not even about the goals and assists. He has a way of disappearing. Look, I'm sure every football team is different in terms of like the coach's setup, the coach's ideas. But I don't think that it's necessarily an international football thing or a club football thing. It is a thing of a coach is here, he has an assemblage of players. He puts them on the pitch. You expect players to take responsibility. How many chances was created for Harry Kane? Harry Kane did not get a lot. Harry Kane only had one chance in that game. And he almost scored it. He forced the save that was punched onto the bar. So, like, it's about involving yourself in the game. And Jared Bowen came off the bench. He immediately almost assisted Harry Kane. Or is Bowen playing for West Ham? He's playing for England. Look, it's about taking initiative. Not every time be waiting for the. So if you don't see De Bruyne, even the De Bruyne is suffering where he is. So let's even talk. No, let's talk. See, you have awoken something in me. What is Doku doing? What is De Bruyne doing? What is Foden doing? What is Vadio doing? Vadio is pending one killer. Vadio has not recovered till now. Vadio might need to go and just check himself into therapy for what he saw against Spain in that first game. You need to have a conversation about these Man City players. We really need to. I'm telling you. Maybe I'm not going to say it, but you know.
Alright, so back to Tosin. I'm very sure that you are going to disagree with Tunde, so let me just give you license to fire on.
First is it wasn't Pedri that destroyed Gavi. It was actually Yamal. But you know what? There's a difference between international football and club football. In fact, in international football, there's a difference between tournament football and qualification football, which is what I need to write a book. I need to I probably need to write a book to explain these things, which is one of the reasons why somebody was arguing when I said that like Nigeria will not beat South Africa, and I was like, well, like these are the approach is different, the tenor is different, the atmosphere is different, the tactics are different. You understand? So what I'll do is see me after this class. I'll give you some references, obviously, to upgrade your knowledge. Because you can't just come here as a dollar and be arguing. You understand? But let's just go to the topic at hand. I look at the way Manchester City is structured and the way the England setup is structured. I can tell you for a fact that Gareth Southgate is inferior to Pep Guardiola. You understand? And that actually shows in his utilization of the players. For over the years, we've talked about this in golden England generation. We saw them against Croatia in the semi-final of the World Cup. What did they do? Against a Croatia side that was coming to probably towards the end of their golden generation, with the likes of Rakitic and the rest, outran them throughout the course, even though they went down a goal ahead. We saw the game against Italy in the final of the Euros. They looked like a duck without head. You understand? In that final, even though they went ahead 5 minutes into the game through Luke Shaw. So these things matter. The setup matters, the tenor matters, the approach matters. And for someone like Phil Foden, how can you even say that like football doesn't differ from tournament to tournament? If football doesn't differ from tournament to tournament, why do Real Madrid keep winning this amount of Champions Leagues and actually they struggle in La Liga? Because people always talk about Ronaldo's period in La Liga in Spain as if it was one bountiful. No. He won two league titles in 9 years. That's what happened now. 2/9. If they give you 2/9, won't your mommy flog you? So like people always talk about every tournament, the approach, the tenor, the understanding, and the way you play. That is why you see Real Madrid, they are very, very strong in the Champions League. How come Foden can
play one tournament?
This is Foden's first time. Imagine it took England up to 24 to recognize that Phil Foden is their most creative player since Paul Gascoigne, and they are still shunting him to the left. Was he a starter at the 2000 at Euro 2000? Was he? He wasn't. Because it's your understanding of the game, the approach. But at the end of the day, if England choose to not utilize him in the right positions and with the right approach, they'll come out. I've never had high hopes for England, and I'm not going to have high hopes for them. I've always supported my Netherlands, and obviously I'm going to be back in Spain or France to win this tournament. But at the end of the day, if you don't understand, if Sarri does not understand the difference between international football and club football, let him put out that Bellingham PR party. Nobody was even touching this guy. This guy was just rotating. Baba passed the ball, taking 11 turns, 12 turns, turning as if he has stuff like that. So, in my own opinion, if that is what you're into the turning like a mango tree or just putting your hands out, that gesture, those Instagram flicks, fine. But if you're into the understanding and the philosophy of football, you understand the differences in tournaments and you understand that you have to go with different approaches.
All right, guys. Well, Tunde and Tosin have given their views on this issue. Now, I'm throwing the question to you guys. Is international football different from club football? Let us hear your views in the comments below. I am Anishilo, Jimmy Anishilo, and this is Crossfire.